What is up, you guys? Chef Billy Parisi here. You can see that things are a little bit different today. There is no recipe video. It's the day after 4th of July. I hope you all let freedom ring. For me, it was actually my birthday yesterday. I'm 38. Dang, getting old. This time is flying by, you all. But with all of that being said, I'm completely stuffed, completely full. I'm guessing you all are too, with all the barbecue and all the good food you've been eating. So I figured we'd do a little Q&A session because I've been getting a ton of cooking questions on all of my different social media platforms. And really, man, I want this to be a two-way street. It's not just about me talking to you, it's about you guys talking to me too. Tell me what you want. And a few times a month, maybe we'll do a Q&A, a behind-the-scenes shoot, or maybe I'll make a recipe based on what you guys want or are looking for. If you hear some beeps in the background, I'm literally right off a main road. Obviously, I'm in the studio here rocking, but with that being said, let's get started. I'm just gonna read the question, answer it to the best of my ability. I have actually not researched these at all, so here we go. First question from Teresa. Are there any ingredients you as a chef refuse to cook with, or some you just prefer not to use based on preference? Man, there's really not anything that I wouldn't cook with. I mean, I would just say what I prefer is obviously fresh, organic, if I can get my hands on it. That's always preferred, but there's nothing that I wouldn't really cook with. I got to do a lot of really experimental cooking in culinary school because they want you to try everything, they want you to taste everything, cook everything. So I got to do a lot more there than maybe I do now. But with that being said, there's nothing I won't cook with. Ashley, I want to make things and freeze them for later, but I never know how to properly defrost and get the flavor and textures back. Okay, so when you defrost, you don't put it on the countertop or run cold water on it until it's defrosted. What you want to do is put it in the refrigerator for maybe, honestly, just to be safe, 36 hours before you intend on heating it up and serving it. But it's also really tough because when you freeze things, you lose moisture when you thaw them out. That's why sometimes there's some liquid at the bottom, so it's always hard to bring that moisture back. And all of this will completely depend on what it is. So say it's a frozen chicken breast. The best way that I know how to kind of reheat that up would be to put in a pan with a little bit of liquid after it's thawed, of course, cover it in foil, maybe throw it in the oven on 375 degrees for 10 minutes. You want to heat it up, but you want to steam cook it, sort of reincorporate some of those liquids, make it nice and tender, nice and moist. I don't know. I hope that helps. If not, call me. Angela, when baking, what is a good book that will give you the basic science behind it? I feel that there has to be a formula that can be used to adjust a recipe to fit my climate and humidity. In my case, the lack of. I hear you. Baking is a science. It is tough to do. My favorite book, if you got a chance to watch any of the bread baking series, if not, for sure, check this first one out. It's How to Make a Sourdough Starter. I used what is it? Not fat water salt yeast, or fat water salt yeast. That doesn't even make any sense. I meant to say fat acid salt heat. But this one is water salt yeast, something like that. It's in that video. Click that video. It's in there. But it's a great book. It really breaks down things. It's been life-changing for me when it comes to baking bread. Judy, how not to overlook a good steak? What is the best flavor steak? I love ribeyes and porterhouse. Gosh, I do. I love steak too, and I don't eat it as often as I used to. I think maybe just becoming of age. They say not to just load up your body with red meat. I love a good burger though. Gosh, is it hard to come by. Obviously, the most flavorful are going to be the ribeye. It's loaded with lots of fat, lots of marbling. Fat equals flavor. Don't forget it. Porterhouse is a great cut. T-bone is a great cut. I like New York strip because you get that leanness and you still get nice marbling, which gives you some flavor. Some other cuts that I really like are flank and skirt. Those are really been popularized maybe in the last 8 to 10 years. They cook quickly, slice thin, but oh my gosh, there's tons of great flavor in those. The biggest thing you want to look for is the marbling. That's the fat and the grain running through the steak. If you got a good amount of that, you know you're going to have a lot of flavor in there, my friend. Hope that helps. A coffee break. Susan, hey chef, I'm trying to make a cheese sauce using tapioca flour instead of wheat flour. I actually had a modicum of success, except I used too much tapioca flour. Can you recommend a good conversion amount I should use? Many thanks for all the inspiration you give. My pleasure, my friend. I'm glad you're watching, glad you dig it. So tapioca flour, I actually don't know a ton about. I know that we use those in the culinary industry and fine dining, where we want to make those little pearls, flavored little pearl balls that we put on everything that looks so pretty. My biggest rule of thumb when it comes to doing anything like this is start with a little bit. You can always add more, but nothing worse than adding too much and not being able to go back. So I don't have a great ratio for you, but it goes to the old thing my chef used to say: season once, taste twice. Taste it, season it, taste it again. Does it need more? Yes. Same thing with this. Make sure you're at the right heat when it comes to thickening these things, and just add a little bit at a time to get to that perfect consistency, my friend. Okay. Next, Anna, what is the best method for getting chicken super crispy on the outside and super moist on the inside? Okay, I'm gonna give you a very basic pan-seared chicken breast cooking technique tip, I guess you'd say. This would be for a boneless chicken breast, or excuse me, a skinless chicken breast. You could be skin on too, same thing. Add some cold oil to a very hot pan, okay? Olive oil, maybe with a temperature of the smoke point around 375. Once it begins to lightly smoke, add that seasoned chicken breast in, by the way, season it up. Add it in there, let it sit for 3 to 4 minutes on that high heat. Flip it over, put it in the oven for 10 to 12 minutes on 375 degrees. You should have a perfect pan-seared chicken, crisp on the outside, tender, cooked throughout in the inside. You're welcome. Sean, I made a one-person serving of mac and cheese today. It was okay, but the seasoning was off. What would you use for balanced flavor? I know this is gonna sound stupid, but salt and pepper goes a long way. And like I said just a little bit ago, season once, taste twice. I can't recommend just how much salt can bring out the flavor of cheese and milk and all those other sauces. It will enhance everything. If you wanted a little bit, I don't know, if you wanted to add a little bit extra, you could do like garlic granules or onion granules, maybe a little smoked paprika for a little bit of flavor, but start with salt and pepper because you can get a ton out of that, I promise. Brad, please explain salt. What are the types? What's the strongest, the most subtle, and what do you use when the recipe just says salt? So I switched from kosher salt to sea salt not too long ago. I wanted a more natural salt that comes from the ocean. It's incredibly flavorful, powerful. You don't need to use as much. I love the natural flavors of it. A lot of the other ones, iodized, kosher salt, man, it's kind of made in a factory in a chem lab. I'm just not down with that. Anything that's natural, comes from the sea, Himalayan or a big salt block. There's a company called, I think it's Real Salt, and they have like a big underground salt thing that they take off. Like that's a very natural way to get salt and harness salt. It's great for your body. It just tastes better. Start there. Terry, I usually grill my steaks. I really want to try cooking it in a cast iron skillet, but I'm a little intimidated. What's your go-to method? Terry, click above for this ribeye video. This is the best way in a cast iron skillet. Oil, butter, herbs, garlic, salt, pepper, my friends. This is the best way to cook a steak, I promise you. You will not regret it. Only a couple more here. Sandra, what are your recommendations for essential knives for the home chef? Honestly, all those knives that are $100 and more, they all are very similar. The important thing is just to keep them sharpened. Hopefully you have a steel to bring the edge back, or not, and you don't even need a stone. You know those little handle ones where you can run it back and forth? That's all you need. Some great brands that I really like. I like Messermeister. I like Hinkle. Those are some of the first ones I ever had. Wusthof makes good knives. Love Shun makes fantastic knives. Miyabi are great. All of those are good knives. Anytime you're gonna spend a lot of money on a knife, they're all gonna be good. It's your job to take care of them, okay? So start there. Ryan, would you visit one of your fans to have a cooking day, teach them the ins and outs of cooking? Dude, that sounds like an awesome idea. I'm not gonna say yes and I'm not gonna say no, but that is an awesome idea for future, just anything. I love it, I love it. And if you live close in the Chicago area, which is where I live, that might be even more of a reality. Hit me up, maybe I got something for you. Last question, you guys. Dan, pairing wine or beer with a certain dish, what goes better with what? I'm not a big pairing fan, and it's all because I got schooled by this sommelier way back in the day about pairing up food and wine. I can't get into it here because it's going to take way too long to explain, but I have this method just by finishing everything you're cooking with a little bit of clean acid, like a little squeeze of lemon and salt, and you can enjoy any wine or beer that you want with whatever food. That's right, you can do Cabernet with fish, you could do a Belgian ale with a pasta, whatever it is. Finish with a little clean acid, a little salt, that's all I got. So, you all, thank you so much. Keep bringing in stuff because I want to make stuff for you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I appreciate all the love. You're helping this channel grow. I can't thank you all enough. Like, comment, share, do it all. Until next Wednesday, when the next recipe comes, we'll see y'all later.